ठीक है, great. Let me try checking my screen sharing as well, Sunil. I'll share the deck and then we'll just go. We'll handle it between us. Okay. Yes, Sahiti, I think we are good to go. Let's take this live. All right. So, folks, do let me know in the chat where you guys have joined from, uh, uh, with city in India. Usually, we get everyone from across India. Just want to see if that's the case. Okay, we have got Reema from Pune, Soham also from Pune. Oh, Daksh from Kanpur, Tanmay from Aurangabad. Awesome. So we've got people from all across Assam. No one's from Bangalore yet. That's interesting to see. Near Nagpur, Harshni Nagpur, Ankita from Gujarat. Awesome. Welcome, folks. Sunil, have you turned on your camera? I'm not sure if I can see you.
I have now.
Awesome. Chalo. So let's start this, Sunil. Sunil, welcome to the session and a very warm welcome to everyone else also joining in and watching this live on YouTube. Sunil, so this is being live casted on YouTube as well as we speak, okay? So here's the thing. We wanted to address this very common question around outcomes and placements at SST. I've been involved in building SST for the last 2.5, 3 years, been with Scalar for 4+ years. And I thought that, why not just invite Sunil, who is the person in charge, the man at the helm for building placements, careers team as a team for us. So I think my introduction, people, Sunil, have heard here. Would love to hear from you because it's the first time where we're getting you to speak directly to our aspirants.
Thanks, Manmeet. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining the session today. Over the next 1 hour or so, we'll try our best to address all questions you may have regarding what we do at SST. How do we make you build the right set of skills? How do we make you more appealing to employers and so on? We'll start off with a deck, which Manmeet and I will walk you through, following which we'll open
Sunil,
up.
tell folks about yourself and your background and what you do at SST.
Okay, I've been at Scalar for the last 4.5 years or so, right? I've been involved. I started off with the online programs where we were currently working on enterprise, where we were working on enterprise partnerships ever since SST started as well. We've been trying to bridge the gap between academia and industry, getting in more industry participation in what we cover in our programs, taking care of placements, ensuring that people get access to the right tools, to the right skills and the right mentorship support to enable them to do well in their careers, right? Prior to this, I was in Zomato for about 3 years. I also spent about 2 years in Ola. So I've been working for about 15 years, last 4 years of which were at Scalar. Nice to meet everybody.
Yes, and Sunil has done his MBA from ISB, if I'm not wrong. Which year was that?
2013, lifetime ago.
2013. Wow, yeah, it feels like a lifetime ago. Yes. Awesome. So let's get going, guys. I know you all have a lot of questions in mind, and a year-to-year specifics around degrees, placements. So now the question around placements is very much linked to the degree question as well. Okay, and what we've noticed, guys, is that a lot of people are not very clear on our degree structure. What's the thought process? So we'll start off with that. Okay, then what we'll do is that we'll jump to placements, and then whatever has happened so far, what's been the progress there, Sunil will share all of that with us. He'll actually share a lot of insights on what recruiters want today as well. So there's going to be a lot of learning for you all. I just need you all to pay attention here. I know there's 1,000 distracting things around you today. So let's make the most of this session, right? So from a placement point of view, first, broadly, there are actually not just placement, outcomes point of view, there are 3 things that SST prepares you for, right? One is obviously jobs, second is higher studies, third is entrepreneurship. Today, when it comes to internships, 92% of our first batch is already interning. This is the eligible students. In terms of entrepreneurship, we put together a fund of 1 CR. In terms of going abroad, we provide a lot of mentoring for exams like GRE, GMAT, and from a degree POV, we have these multiple this thing. And again, just throwing some light on initial stats. So you're one of the first few people to see these stats. in like about 3 to 4 weeks, we will be doing a detailed audited report as well. And by that time, hopefully this will have updated as well. There are few international offers that also we are currently exploring. So right now, what the way this stands is that we have the highest internship placement of 1.13 lakh. 92%, like I said, have already been placed. 142 companies is what Sunil and team have. So that's a lot, guys. Like for one batch, they worked really hard to get so many people. And uh, I mean, there are specific stories. In case you haven't followed our LinkedIn page, I would highly recommend you to, for example, Charanjit. Charanjit is a second year student who is interning at Swiggy. Worked really hard. In fact, his story is that he had actually completed 1 year of BTech, and then he left that and came here, and has got like this. Saurashish is someone who's cracked 60,000 per month, and so forth, and so on and so forth. So these are just some broad stats, but and these are some of the recruiters that Sunil and team have helped us with. Uh, Now, talking about the degree piece, which is what I had said earlier, right? This was just a snapshot of things. And guys, I'm sure you all will have a lot of questions as I speak. As you see here, there is a Q&A tab on the right side. I need you to just type your question in the Q&A tab, and we will ensure that as we cover the session, we will answer all the Q&A, okay? Don't put it in the chat because I might miss it. Okay. Now look, everyone around knows that engineering today is broken, right? 16 lakh people give engineering BTech, appear for BTech every year, and only 16% of that get a job. There are multiple reports citing like how only 3% of engineers are talented in the latest skills, right? So therefore, traditional system is flawed. Why is it flawed? It's flawed because of one, curriculum is outdated. Today is the AI era, right? Every 2 weeks you hear in the news that OpenAI has launched a new model, new feature, Anthropic is doing something. It's very exciting times, but unfortunately, our education is way behind, right? And faculty, I mean, no disrespect, but they've not been exposed enough to the industry. So that's the challenge that SST is trying to solve. And there, the way we look at this model, our model is that we will do a lot of hands-on industry relevant tech education, like learn like how doctors learn, right? Inside a hospital in a very practical way, senior doctors teaching you. So that's our model. But at the same time, we want all our students to have degrees, right? So UGC recognized independent degrees. So how have we solved for that? This is what you see on the screen. There are two options that students have. Either they can do a 3+1, or they can do a 4 year program. Now, what do I mean by 3+1? 3+1 is where you do a bachelor's from either IIT Madras or BITS Pilani in parallel, and then in the 4th year, you do a master's program. The other option is you do a 4 year BSc honors from BITS Pilani or BS in data science and application from IIT Madras. Again, a lot of this is available on our website, but these are the broad two pathways that we have. Now, obviously, one of the common questions that we have that, hey, are these degree programs even approved by UGC, right? Now, look, IIT Madras, uh, speaking on their behalf, but they're essentially, they have an act passed for them in the parliament. So they are recognized at the highest level, and therefore their degrees are recognized by everyone. BITS Pilani is an institute of eminence, and therefore, again, BITS Pilani is also recognized, right? So if you go on the UGC website, and you read this regulation 22 of UGC, you can check this out yourself as well. It very clearly says that these degrees that we award are equivalent to the conventional degrees. Okay, so just clearing everyone's mind around degrees, and like I said, all this is linked to placements, right? That if these degrees are not recognized by anyone, it might create issues in eligibility for companies as well. So just clarifying this. Now, this is for the Wolf 4 years. This thing that you see on the right side, MS in Computer Science from Wolf University. In the 4th year, if you choose this tool actually tells you if this degree is recognized in the US or not. So that's why I wanted to put it on the screen that these degrees are globally recognized. Now, how does the degree look like? Okay, a lot of people ask us this, that is online written on this. So like you can see here, there is this is how the IIT Madras degree looks like, that you get from IIT Madras directly. Uh, This is again IIT Madras. This is the BITS Pilani degree. Again, like you can see, there is nothing of that sort written there. This is how the Wolf degree looks like. Wolf, guys, is part of something called the ECTS framework. What that enables is that you are eligible to study in Canada, UK, US, and all of these credits that you earn in your Wolf is recognized in those countries. So this master's is very much globally recognized. Okay, like you can see in this slide, master's degree is recognized from US, UK, European countries. Again, the question comes that, okay, what will I get from SST then? Look, we are not in the I think once people actually read in depth about our program, they realize that they are getting the skills and all of those projects that they build, access to people like Sunil, access to people through Sunil, like all those companies, being around like a really talented pool. But apart from that, for your recognition of 4 years of effort, SST also gives you a 4-year certificate, which is recognized by all the employer partners that we have, right? One more question that comes after this, okay, all this is fine. How do I like prepare for 2 degrees, right? This and this as well. So therefore, I just wanted to clarify that as well, that look, the IIT Madras and BITS Pilani is like a subset of the SST curriculum. What that means is that as you prepare for SST, and the way we have designed a curriculum, you automatically get prepared for. So you don't have to study anything extra. You will have, enough time for your activities. Your focus will remain on building things hands-on and learning, which is our core philosophy. Okay. I hope everyone is with me, and these are like common questions that I'm answering, which are usually super helpful for people who are looking. Now, Sunil, I will bring you in here. Would love to hear from you from the recruiter side. How do they look at things today?
Sure. Manmeet, if you could go to the next slide, please. Great. Folks, I think up until maybe 10, 15 years ago, degrees were a very strong proxy for somebody's employability, right? Because there was a dearth of engineering colleges, because there was a dearth of higher education institutions, a degree usually was a strong signal of how employable a person was, what kind of skills they possessed, and so on. Fast forward to today, we have around 15 lakh plus BTech graduates that enter the job market every year, primarily because there's been an explosion of engineering colleges right now. Everybody has a BTech degree, everybody has a BE degree. There are literally thousands of people that apply to a job that shows up on LinkedIn in the first 2 hours after the job goes live. So, how do you stand out? How do you ensure that your application is given the due attention that it deserves? How do you ensure that you make a strong application? How do you ensure you make a strong case that you're the right person for a particular job that you want to apply to? So what does a recruiter look for? What are these hiring signals? What does a recruiter really seek in an application to sort of signal to the hiring manager that this candidate is a very strong candidate for the job? The first one is industry grade projects. While everybody learns in the classroom, while everybody has access to an instructor or a teacher, right? The real key is how do you translate everything that you've learned in the classroom and make something real out of it? Do you have the practical exposure while you're learning theory in the classroom? The next one, of course, is an extension of what I covered in the previous point. Using this practical exposure, have you built some open source contributions? Do you have a repository on GitHub? Have you done some work on lead code and so on? Companies also look for colleges that have a very strong industry association. Does this college participate in hackathons? Does this college participate in globally famous events like Google Summer of Code, ICPC, and so on? Do students of these colleges do well in these events? Next, see, everybody optimizes for output versus input, right? When a company goes to a college for hiring, what does the company look for? Will I have enough talent density? Will I have enough smart people applying for jobs in my company within this college? Am I going to have a good hit rate? Which means that if 10 people apply, how many of these 10 people actually end up getting the job? Higher the number, higher the quality, right? And of course, our candidates going to join my company once they get hired. And lastly, of course, institutions get built over a period of time. The track record really matters. How have the alumni done? What kind of companies have the alumni gotten into? How are these alumni doing currently? Have they gotten into good positions right now? Have they become good leaders in the industry and so on. So broadly, this is what companies usually look for, and working on these lines is something that we train students at SST as well. How do you build a strong application whenever you apply to various companies?
Sunil, I have a question.
Hmm.
How many companies would you have interacted with over the last 4 years?
Um, 14, 1500, I suppose, over a period of time across all the programs.
So these insights that you're sharing is like a distillation of all those.
Correct. Correct.
Interesting. Uh, I mean, uh, from an SST perspective, maybe if we can move on and try and explain to folks that how we enable students to stand out from let's say a profile access eligibility point of view. Maybe you want to talk about this like as a framework.
Sure. So eventually, going back to what Manmeet was mentioning, right? How do you ensure immersion in whatever you're learning? Whatever you're learning in the classroom has to be backed up by real world execution, real world exposure, right? So what we help you do in addition to building skills is how do you build a strong profile? Going back to my previous slide as well, right? How do you ensure that your profile stands out from the thousands, probably tens of thousands of applications for a given job? We have one year of real world industry immersion, which is in the fourth year at SST. This is when students do an internship, or students would also opt for hands-on projects, building an e-commerce app, building something like Book My Show, Make My Trip, and so on. Uh, we also have a lot of scholarships, right, which recognize ICPC, GSOC performances, and so on. In terms of access, that is where me and my team come in. Like I already mentioned, right? In fact, this number is closer to 1,500 than 1,200. We have around 1,500 hiring partners that have hired across all our programs. We have our online programs, SST, SSB, and so on. Our alumni community, since we have been doing this for the last 10 years or so, we have around 35,000 students that are currently working in good companies and good roles. Alumni usually like to pay it forward as well. Anytime a Scalar alumni has a vacancy in their company, they reach out to us saying, "Hey, why don't you refer other people from the Scalar community?" We are also strategically located in Bangalore, in ECT. Bangalore is where all the action is as far as the technology sector goes. Companies visit our campus for placement drives. Leaders from these companies come. We have hosted CTOs of big companies. We have hosted founders of various top startups and so on.
There have been instances where these CTOs impromptu visits hote hai, right? Like they call Abhimanyu, I'm here, should I come over? And those have been like so awesome.
Correct. In fact, for our inauguration of the previous batch that joined last year, we had the CTO of Geo Platforms that had come in, right, for the convocation, for the inaugural speech.
I'm sure everyone is watching IPL these days, and the guy who built that was on campus.
Right. And prior to this, he was in Hotstar as well. So good. The point here being that we are very, very interconnected with leaders in the industry, right? They give us feedback as well. What kind of skills need to be built? How is the industry moving? Gen AI is a big thing right now, right? What parts of Gen AI has a lot of potential and so on. The third bucket I'd like to cover right now is eligibility. How do SST students qualify for various jobs in top companies, right? Like Manmeet mentioned, we have a bachelor's degree that is recognized by UGC. The skills we cover as a part of our classes, as a part of the projects that the students do, meet job requirements at various tech firms. And of course, you can apply to a parallel degree offered by IIT Madras or BITS Pilani as well.
Just to help people visualize that better, right? Like what we've done, guys, is that look, this is a Google job posting. This is in India, not even abroad, right? Like most people assume that okay, today companies are asking only for BTech, but that story moved on like 5 years ago. Today the world is very different. BTech is no longer a signal of differentiation because, like I said, 16 lakh people give it. So companies have moved away, and literally what they want is that kya aapko aata hai? Do you really know to build things and start performing in the job from week one, let's say, right? So therefore, the bar is like, okay, do you have a bachelor's degree, and then do you have practical experience, right? Again, this is Swiggy. Do you have a bachelor's degree, right? And I'll show you more. Uber also says the same thing. Microsoft also says the same thing. And so in technology's world, things have moved away from this traditional degree structure because that has failed, right? That's what I want everyone to understand and understand.
Right.
Okay.
Manmeet, I'd like to add a point here. In fact, several new age companies that currently are there, right? Your startups typically, there is not a lot of CV shortlisting that happens, right? In fact, in most cases, when companies come to hire from SST, every student that applies gets access to a coding test. The coding test is what decides do you get an interview or not, right? The companies have stopped caring about degrees. The fact that I mentioned, right? Back in the day, degrees used to be a strong proxy for quality, but right now with the explosion in engineering colleges and all, a degree alone is not going to cut it. It's the real skills that matter.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, um, yeah, but just to again like Scalar School of Technology started in 2023, but Scalar as an org has been around for the last decade. Sunil, since you've been around for so long, we want to talk about the success that we've seen on the online side and what are the kind of statistics there.
Right. So Scalar Academy is our flagship program on the online side. This is where we teach, we run an upskilling program in software development for working professionals primarily. We have had close to 95% placements, and all these reports are available online, right? You can download it from the Scalar
Yeah,
website.
these are audited reports, and B2K Analytics is the same company that audits IIM Ahmedabad's placement reports as well. Yeah. Yes,
Right?
so.
You can actually download this from the Scalar website. You have a link on the top there. The overall median CTC is 25 lakhs per annum. This is for our software development upskilling program. The top 25 percentile stands at 48 lakhs, and the middle 25 percentile stands at 25 LPA. In terms of data science, the program that we started about 3.5 years ago, the overall median CTC is at 18 lakhs per annum, with 35 being in the top quartile and 18 LPA being the mid 24%.
Right. So again, while these are outcomes of our online program, very clearly calling that out, our offline program, just the vision that we have with that, right? We're not building just another college. We're trying to do the Ivy League for computer science in India, which is supported by all of these tech leaders who are associated with us, right? Uh, it's a very selective program. Getting in is difficult, and essentially, because it is offline and 4 years, we are very confident of the outcomes, and we're already starting to see early wins from the first batch, where folks have got these internships. Few folks have gone abroad. We'll talk about that as well in some time. Okay, so these are all these hiring partners that Sunil and team have worked with over the last few years.
Right. The kind of companies that we work with range right from your FANG and FANG-like companies, right? Your Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and so on. Then you have your large multinational corporations. You have your Target that you see on the second row, Target, Tesco, Adobe. We also work with premium services companies, KPMG, PwC, Deloitte, and so on. We work with pretty much every unicorn startup in India. You name it, we have probably worked with them in the last 3 to 4 months. And of course, we also do a lot of work with up and coming startups that require talented founding engineers.
Awesome. Now, again, a lot of SSC students feel that, hey, will I have access to like active community, right? So there, what I wanted to show everyone here, and that's why I'm sharing my screen. So I'm just going over to my LinkedIn. Uh, I hope everyone is on LinkedIn here. If not, you should be. There, you can just select people. And while you select people, you can go to all filters and here select schools. Sorry, did I miss that? Yeah, you go to schools and here you type Scalar. Okay, don't select Scalar School of Technology. I'm trying to first show you about Scalar. Now, Scalar has about 14,000 people who've updated their LinkedIn. Not everyone updates the LinkedIn, but yeah, the folks who have updated LinkedIn, these are all people who are currently or have graduated from the Scalar program, right? And there, let's say if you put current company as, let's say Amazon, right? So there are so many folks here who have been part of Scalar and are through Amazon, and we have an office of alumni who will help you reach out to these folks. You can reach out to them directly as well, and like Sunil said earlier, that they like to pay it forward. So they are more than like happy to. For example, Aharul is someone I know who has helped so many people in the past. So that's what like I wanted to highlight, that when you come to SST, it's not just Scalar School of Technology alumni that you get access to, seniors you get access to. There are also Scalar alums that you will be able to access either via LinkedIn, or you can just go to scalar.com/review. where on this page also we've listed down all of the people who have been part of Scalar, right? So you can reach out to folks through this as well. Okay. Now back to the discussion. Yes. So, Sunil, since you guys have worked so closely on this, first thing I want you to explain to folks here is that what's the process like, right? Like, is it very similar to how it happens in any college? People are generally confused around this, right? So maybe if you can talk about this.
Right. We run it like a platform. Think of it as a platform where on one side you have demand, which is primarily jobs, right? And on the other side you have supply, which is primarily your students who meet the requisite skills. We are also extremely tech heavy on our matchmaking side. What we try to do as far as possible is how do you map the right students to the right jobs, right? Let's say somebody is skilled in backend development. How do you ensure that this person who's skilled in backend development gets access to top backend jobs and really good companies? So on the demand side, what we do is the 1,200, 1,500 companies that we spoke about some time ago. Anytime any of these companies are hiring, and this list keeps growing year on year. Anytime a company is hiring for roles in technology or data, be it data analytics, data science, machine learning, and so on, these companies reach out to us saying, "Hey, we're looking for, let's say, SD1s in backend development," right? So we post these jobs on our platform, in-house ATS that we currently have. Students that have the relevant skills, and there's a lot of skill tagging that happens, and this skill tagging is linked to how you do in your modules as a part of your curriculum. Students that have the relevant skills and are interested in applying for the job that has been posted, they apply. There is matchmaking that happens, and then these students get referred to these companies, right? As far as the evaluation process in companies go, most companies start off with a coding test. Like I said, right, companies are moving away from CV based shortlisting to actually assessing skills via coding test or some sort of an objective form of evaluation. Coding test, whoever clears the coding test eventually lands up getting an interview. Depending on how you perform in the interview, you get a job at the end of it, right? On the CV shortlisting part, the tech platform that I spoke to you about, we have categorization done at every student's level. For example, if I'm a student in SST, let's say I'm good at SQL, I'm good at Java for that matter, right? Anytime there is a job that requires SQL and Java, and anybody runs a search result there, my name appears there. There's a lot of tagging that happens, right? We try to run this in the most efficient manner possible to ensure that the right students get access to the right kind of jobs. One part that I would like to cover around the interviews piece is that whether it's interview or whether it's how your CV is built and so on, right? We try to ensure that there are as many feedback loops as possible. Let's say I apply to 3 or 4 companies and I end up getting rejected for whatever reason, right? There is a team at Scalar that tries to understand the reason for rejection, and then there is a corrective loop that's built around it, so that the next time I enter an interview, I do not face the same kind of rejection because I've gotten better at that particular task.
Awesome. Folks, I'm seeing questions come in, and that's awesome. About 16 questions posted so far. So thanks for that. आप लोग just upvote some of the questions. We will take all of them in some time, okay? So again, Sunil, maybe since your team is the one who has received this, maybe you can talk about that.
Right. Folks, here is some feedback from some of our hiring partners, Partho Ghosh, Sachin Krishna, and Abhishek Sinha. Maybe you could just zoom in and read this a little bit. Essentially, these are happy customers, so to speak, right? These companies have worked with us. They've liked the quality of students that they've picked. These students have gone on to do well in their internships, and needless to say, these companies will keep coming back to Scalar to hire from Scalar. In fact, shortly after this deck was made, we have also had students get into the likes of Swiggy and several other unicorns as well. Right? Maybe the next time we run this session, we'll have more logos on board on this slide.
Awesome. So yeah, now what the way this works is there is a dedicated team driving this, right? So while Sunil is at the helm of it, Sunil, you want to talk about like who else is there to support and
Right. You have Akhand Pratap Singh, who is also our head career coach. He does career coaching across both our online and offline programs. Right. Akhand has worked with me in Zomato as well in the past. We've worked together for a while now. Amardeep Saxena has been in Scalar for over 8 years now, if I'm not mistaken. Right. He was employee number 5, I believe, at Scalar. Right, when we started our online programs. He's been a seasoned player. He's been in the recruitment space for a very, very long time. Has networks across top companies, Twitter, Google, Microsoft, you name it. Amardeep has somebody there, right? So My point here being, you have people that have been around for a while, both across our online and offline programs. We understand this ecosystem really well. More importantly, we are very open to feedback from our hiring partners. Anytime we feel there is something that needs to be built in terms of skilling, we ensure that our ears are to the ground and the kind of content that we deliver is in line with what the industry seeks.
Awesome. Um, Awesome. I think these are few stories which are available on our YouTube, etc., of people who have uh, come from like really diverse backgrounds, worked hard at SST, and then got a good outcome. Like I said, within a few months, we will be doing like a detailed placement audit report as well. Okay, so that's broadly how placements work at SST, what our thought process is. We spoke a bit about degrees. Now let's go through questions, Sunil, and like do pitch in wherever you
Sure.
feel relevant. Uh, let's take the first question. Harsh Gupta has asked that, sir, how can I get my BTech degree, and also what is the value of that degree? Got it. So Harsh, I think I'm not sure if you have researched on us. Maybe let me help you a bit. Uh, so Sorry, I'll just share my screen. Yeah. So Harsh, the way we operate as like our thought process is very different. Let me explain this again for everyone, right? Like I'm sure around you, you have seen this, that how like electricity was invented and the world changed. The same thing is going to happen with AI. AI coming in, so many new things, and the question is that are you the one who's going to benefit from it or like lag behind because of it, right? So we want things to be very, very cutting edge for our students. The problem with our traditional education is, like I spoke about earlier, it's outdated and there is zero industry exposure. And therefore, today, like I don't even know why people want BTech degrees, because the challenge there is that only 1 out of 10 engineering grads get a job. Like if I give you like more stats, 16 lakh students do BTech. Uh, Most of these don't get a job, and then only most of the people who get a job are these service-based company jobs at like 3, 4, 5 lakh rupee package, right? So it's really high time that we fix this. And Scalar, which has been around for the last 10 years, finally has started this college called Scalar School of Technology to reinvent engineering education in India. Now, uh, all of these people, when we reached out to them saying that, hey, this is what we want to do, they were super excited, right? Like Akash is the guy that Sunil was talking about. Bhavin is the 95th richest guy in India. Rajan is the ex-head of Google in India. Uh, we all have come together to start this college, which is essentially purposely built outside the traditional ecosystem. Because traditional में बनाओगे, क्या challenge होगा कि आप curriculum एकदम cutting edge नहीं रख पाओगे. आपके जो teachers है वो नहीं हो पाएंगे जिनके पास actual practical experience है, हर्ष. Okay, and therefore the I mean, like if you look at our curriculum, all of this is very new to India, right? It's very, very practical dependent. Foundation पे focus होता है year one में, development year 2 specialization, and then industry immersion. You can check this on our website. These are the kind of different. It's not like just normal एक teacher नहीं होता, अलग-अलग type के लोग होते हैं. We so अभी जो आपका degree वाला question है, how do I get a BTech is थोड़ा सा not the right direction, but uh, the way we look at it, जो ये right side पे आपको दिख रहा है कि hands-on industry experience is super important, and साथ ही साथ you need these degrees. And I'll repeat this, like I think someone also else had also commented कि इसको थोड़ा वापस explain करते हैं. देखिए, once you come in, आपको choose करना होता है कि do I want to do a parallel degree from IIT Madras, or do I want to do a parallel degree from BITS Pilani? Okay. नाउ ये डिग्री इज अ सबसेट मतलब क्या होता है, ये मैं दिखाता हूँ. ये एसएसटी करिकुलम, ये जो ग्रीन सर्कल है वो दिख रहा है, अभी उसके अंदर ही ये आईआईटी मद्रास एंड बिट्स पिलानी एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, विच मीन्स कि हमारे बच्चे सिर्फ इनका नहीं पढ़ेंगे, एक्स्ट्रा भी पढ़ेंगे, राइट? एंड वो एक्स्ट्रा क्या है, सारी चीजें जो प्रैक्टिकली पढ़ाता है. नाउ यू हैव टू चूज आइदर दिस और दिस. अब सेकेंड ईयर के एंड पे you have to make a call that do I want to do a master's in the fourth year, or do I want to continue with these degrees? ओके, ये डिग्री मैं आईआईटी मद्रास के वेबसाइट पे आपको दिखाता हूँ कि व्हाट डू आई मीन बाय कंटिन्यू विद दिस डिग्री. सो द वे दीज डिग्रीज आर मेड इज दैट इट्स वेरी फ्लेक्सिबल कि आप ईयर 3 के एंड पे अगर आप एग्जिट करोगे तो आपको बीएससी डिग्री इन प्रोग्रामिंग एंड डेटा साइंस मिलेगी. इफ यू एग्जिट एट ईयर 4 you get a BS degree in data science and application. You understood? So this is the reason these degrees are slightly flexible. Okay, and then you can do a master's from a recognized. This is Wolf University has been founded by someone who is an ex-Oxford professor. ठीक है? Now worry नहीं करना because these degrees are UGC recognized, recognized globally as well, and अगर ये degrees के कोई issue होते so then Sunil would have not been able to place so many people in these companies. So just wanted to highlight that ki let's move away from the world has changed. So we need to change our mindset towards this. We are moving towards skill-based education, and that's what we want to educate everyone on. The earlier you understand it, the better it is. आपके पास IIT से भी BTech हो सकता है आज के टाइम पे, but उसका कोई गारंटी नहीं है कि आपको जॉब मिलेगी. ठीक है हर्ष, आई होप दिस डिटेल्ड आंसर इज क्लियर फॉर यू. ठीक है, आई कैन टेक द नेक्स्ट वन. सोनिका इज आस्किंग, मैं अभी 12th का एग्जाम दे रही हूँ, मैं देख सकती हूँ क्या? यस सोनिका, you can give the NCET exam even if you don't have your results, class 12 results. Once the results are out, then you can update your application. ठीक है, ये सबका कॉमन क्वेश्चन है, so that's fine. Pranav is asking, the UGC recognized BSc degrees you are talking about, are they paid online BSc degrees that can be taken by any independent person independently? Absolutely, Pranav. These are parallel programs. अगर आप SST में नहीं भी आओ, you can always go and apply at IIT Madras, but that's आप online सीखोगे उसको. So one needs to understand कि value add कहाँ पे है and हम क्या चीज समझा रहे हैं लोगों को. So I don't know if that part was clear or not. I am in class 12. Should I be watching this right now or after some time? If you have just started class 12, then this is not very relevant. Maybe once you complete class 12 and are looking for further education option, then that's valid for you. Okay. Philip Roshan is asking an important one. I think a lot of people have this question, that can we join SST only when we have a strong coding background, or we can join in without a coding background as well? Okay, so इसमें मैं आपको एक example देता हूँ, and I'll use like my LinkedIn as a tool to explain this. Scalar School of Technology LinkedIn page पे अभी हमने, I think just like a few days back, yeah, this post. Oh, sorry, this post. Yes. Okay. So for all those worrying ki I don't know any coding, will I get selected at SST? Let's look at the story of Shivan Singh. Okay. He had no idea about programming development, and he was just focused on one thing, which was JEE prep, right? He had a good JEE percentile. I think he had a 98 JEE percentile. He came in here with zero understanding. Within the first 6 months, he of course worked hard and had mentors here to guide him, had strong peers to support him, worked hard, and he was part of the ICPC team, which actually did outcompete many other top coders from other colleges. And today he's doing a 60,000 per month internship as well. Okay. Essay, to give you a stat, 65% of the batch did not have any coding background when they joined us. And the curriculum, Philip, is also made in a way that it starts from absolute scratch. Okay. So you don't have to worry about that. We check for basic aptitude. If that is good, then that's great. That's the only thing that we need. Reema is asking, sir, I have filled the form of NCET and I want admission in SST. How do I get a scholarship? Right. I think the broad question is that how do I get a scholarship? I don't have a coding background. So Reema, the scholarship is not given basis just coding background, by the way. Like it's a combination of how well you did in competitive exams, if you have won any Olympiads in the past, if someone has started a startup. So it's a combination of multiple things, family background. So right now, just don't worry. Fill up the profiling form very well in detail as much as possible, and then once you clear the NSET, in case there are any other achievements that you want to submit, you can. So right now, don't worry. First, clear the NSET, clear the interviews, and just submit whatever you have. And like I said, no coding background is not a problem at SST. We do not discriminate among people. Sisir, explain the course details again, like 3+1 degrees. This we have already done. Is there a separate process for admission in IIT Madras or BITS Pilani for BS? Absolutely. So these are independent parallel programs, and therefore they run their own admission process. Once we select someone, we select them in a way that they are also eligible for IIT Madras and BITS Pilani program. And we are here to assist our students to apply to these programs. And last year and the year before that, we have seen 100% conversion rate. All of our students were able to get into these programs. 12th commerce student, which course is best for future? Please guide me. I think that's too vague a question. I think wouldn't be able to answer this. What's the eligibility criteria? I think eligibility criteria is simple. You need to be less than 20 years and you need to have studied mathematics in class 12. It doesn't matter you did it from commerce or you did it from science. Okay, AR Divakar is asking, where are the places where you offer offline classes? Okay, so this is in Bangalore. Let me show you on Google Maps. 1 second. Okay, so there is a place in Electronic City. There is a place called Electronic City, which is where our campus is. You see this entire block, and you see some of this ground and this. So this is our campus, and very close, about 1.5 kilometer away, is the micro campus. Let me, in case you haven't already seen the campus, these links are available on our website as well, in case you want to take like a virtual tour of the campus. Best is that if you are in Bangalore or close by, you can come and visit, but you can always like use these virtual tours to move around yourself. Essentially, this is the reception, and this is where our innovation lab is, where we have labs for, let's say, robotics. We have labs for drones, AR, VR, AIML. This is an IoT lab. So let me show you the classrooms on the first floor. So this is how the classrooms look like. मैं बहुत जल्दी में दिखा रहा हूँ. You can always like do this yourself. This is the cafeteria. So yeah, all this exists in Bangalore. You can always come and check it out. Okay. Sunil, I have a question for you. Actually, something that I'm also curious on. Like, there is this whole narrative, right, that AI is coming and software jobs AI will be doing. What are we seeing in the market? What are the employers doing?
Right now, I think what is important from an employability standpoint is how does anybody, whether it's software developer or anybody else for that matter, right? Even somebody working on the business side, how are people able to make the best use of AI tools already available to be 10x of what they're currently doing, right? Ultimately, AI is a productivity play for everybody, irrespective of what function you are in, what role, how senior, junior you are in. I think what is important right now is how comfortable are you with using AI to get better at what you do, right? AI is going to augment human beings. AI probably will not replace human beings.
Absolutely. And I think, Sunil, like you said, they'll make us 10x more effective. And there are industries which couldn't be serviced, but with AI's capability, I think just the pie will get larger, right? Like more.
Right.
Okay, let's look at some more questions. Zahid is asking that in how much time can someone prepare for NCET and clear it? Where that depends on your current prep levels. Let's say if you've been preparing for JE anyway, then I've seen that people even 1 week, 2 weeks also just brush up and clear NCET. Now, if you have not prepared for any entrance exam, it can take about 1.5, 2 months. We've created, like I have created a video on NCET preparation. It's available on our YouTube video. You can watch that and use the resources mentioned there. AR Devakar, classes in Bangalore already answered. Rima. Rima, you can write 2024. आप मुझे ये बता सकते हो कि okay. I think a lot of questions coming in, but I'll just wait for a second. If you all can just upvote the questions that you want us to talk about first. I'll also look at some of the YouTube questions. Maybe let's answer some of them. Our team has shared it. One of them is asking, how do I apply for profile-based shortlisting? So you don't have to separately apply for profile-based shortlisting. जो form है ना, उसमें there's a detailed profiling form in which we ask you everything, what projects you built, what all do you know. So just fill that properly. Okay. Okay. Chalo, let's sort of go through the questions again. I think more questions have come in. Ayush is asking, can I get a assured job on this after this program, and which best single degree or parallel degree according to Sunil? So you want to take this, Sunil? Like, is there a job placement assurance?
On the job part, I can take this. See, Ayush, what we do, we teach you the right skills. We give you exposure to projects. We get you access to the right people and the right jobs at the right time, right? Companies coming on campus, companies coming with an intent to hire from the campus, right? So skills are taken care of, access is taken care of, profile building and interviews and resumes and all these things are taken care of, right? The last mile you'll have to do, right? Doing well in interviews is on you. We'll give you all the tools, we'll give you all the opportunities, we'll give you the access, but the last mile is on you. How you do in the interviews is what will result in a job at the end of it.
I think there's one more part to that which best degree, single degree or parallel degree according to Sunil? BITS or IIT Madras is, I think, what they're asking.
Right. Depends on the specializations you choose, Ayush. There is no, the reason we have multiple options available is to cater to choice of students, right? Depending on what you're interested in, depending on the specialization that you choose to pursue, I think you can pick the track that you want.
Yeah. Okay, so Sayan is asking, can a commerce student join? I am having commerce from class 9th ICSE, currently class 12, weak in maths, but get 100 on 100 in computer science. Sayan, so weak in maths needs to be defined. Like if it's less than 60, then not eligible. But if you have maths and you're a commerce student, greater than 60, then yes, you can apply. Okay. Like I said, there's no differentiation between a commerce student or a science student. आप मुझे ये बता सकते हैं कि इसको हम अपना एडमिशन करा सकते हैं और इसकी फीस क्या हो सकती है? आई एम नॉट क्लियर विद द क्वेश्चन, आई एम सॉरी. फीस वगैरह इज अपडेटेड ऑन द वेबसाइट, यू कैन चेक इट फ्रॉम देयर. Okay. I think चालू ही कर लेते हैं कि there will be more and more questions which will come in, but we'll answer all. Don't worry, we are here for that as well. We have about 8 to 10 minutes to go. Abhinav is asking, sir, June or July में भी intakes हो गए क्या scalar NCET के? Abhinav, depends on the kind of students we get. Right now we have visibility till June for sure. July we are not very sure. Okay. Harsh is asking, if I study in Scalar, my CV will be more industry-driven, not research-based, right? And will you guys help us for GRE and required LORs and projects needed? Harsh, what I'm sensing is that you probably want to study abroad, right? So like I had said earlier, maybe I'll repeat myself. Uh, so from an higher education point of view, there are a couple of paths that, so let's say if you want to study in India, MBA, MTech via GATE, UPSC, government exams, all of that you are eligible. Okay. If you want to go abroad as well, MS abroad, 16 years of education you need, and that's what you're eligible for. Now, we didn't address this, but since you've asked this question, I'll share this as well. For study abroad, like you've asked, right? Like who will can someone help me with LORs, etc. So we have uh, mentoring that we have in our fourth year for this same purpose. Usually, students have to do it from outside, so we are supporting with that. In fact, like two of our students are already doing either internships or doing some additional studying abroad. Krishna Patidar is part of Apple Developer Academy in Indonesia. Abhinav Gupta is interning in Germany. So there is a lot of like focus. Uh, there is a video on the IIT Madras website which talks about the student Pranav who secured admission at top four universities with BS in data science being his only degree. So don't worry if you are looking to study abroad later. Okay. Philip's question was that in what language will the class be taught? It is taught only in English. Okay. Are there sports facilities on campus and sports related tournaments? Uh, so Daksh, we have a small turf on campus. There's a basketball court. There are indoor games. Uh, in terms of tournaments, we recently did something called Scalar Premier League for our students. And let me try and see if I can show you this. So जैसे IPL में auction होता है ना, बिल्कुल उसी तरीके से there was a proper auction conducted for this. And what we have done is that बगल में ही there is Triple IT Bangalore का ground. So we rent out those larger grounds जब भी tournaments होते हैं जहाँ our kids can go and participate. I think one more video is coming on our YouTube channel. Achha, since I'm on a YouTube channel, someone just again asked that, hey, why don't you give out a BTech degree? So I can't, like, instead of me repeating again and again, just go and watch this video that Anshuman has. We've recently made that live yesterday, which talks about all of this. So this will really benefit you all if you all are keen to understand this, right? So Daksh, I hope this is clear. And also on gym, like everyone gets access to a cult membership. And therefore you have access to all of the best gyms in Electronic City, swimming pool and all of that. Okay, but how to prepare for exam and the interview round is being asked by Emperor of God. So I think if you're looking for resources, once you pay for the NSET, register for the NSET, there is something called the NSET preparation dashboard that you get access to. Uspe there are mock tests, previous year question papers. Maybe a good time for me to talk about like free resources. So ये जो Delta, yeah, there is a company called Delta, which has been started by our own students. And what they are trying to do is that they are trying to build like a test prep for new age colleges, right? So let me just show you this. If I go to courses, okay, so this है. तो आपको यहाँ पे ना ये sample test वगैरह free में मिल जाएंगे in case you want to enroll in the base package of foundation वगैरह, so you can enroll in that. There is one more student who was building a startup. I'm forgetting. Maybe Sahiti, if you have that, just send that to me. Na, I'll share it with everyone here. So you have like these kind of resources as well, apart from the resources that we have provided. Emperor of God. So I hope that is clear. I think ये LOR वाला हो गया. Rima Vishwakarma, I think once you have an offer, just have a chat with the program advisor team. They will help you with all this and give you guidance if it's the right call also for you or not. Like if we feel that no, maybe you will put your family under too much strain by coming here, we will tell you upfront and not encourage you, right? So both ways guidance you will get. Bharadwaj Anna is asking, sir, I have an offer letter from SST. Is there a chance can I get a need-based scholarship? Bharadwaj, if you have an offer, okay, so have you registered for the English leadership session tomorrow? Maybe we can discuss this there. Uh, I'm not sure if this is the right thing. Okay. When will NSET happen in May? Let me just share this. May. It will happen somewhere around the last week of May. Around 24th, 25th May is when this will happen. And it will go live on our website, I think on 20th. Okay. Uh, Sanskar is asking 57 marks in maths. I have now appeared for improvement. Can I give the NSET exam? Sanskar, you can go ahead and give the NSET exam. However, if your improvement exam scores are not in before the course commencement date, then we won't be able to accommodate. When will the NSET happen in May? I answered this. Is Lokesh, no, April is not the last attempt. अभिनव गीते आई डोंट नो आप सुन रहे हो या नहीं सुन रहे हो, हम लोग ने ये सब आंसर किया है. आप एक काम करो, ये यूट्यूब पे जाके सेशन की रिकॉर्डिंग देख लो आप. Sunil, this one is interesting, the robotics one, right? Just want to pull you in. What is your read on the market in India on a field like robotics?
A lot of companies up and coming. In fact, one of the biggest players is Grey Orange in the robotics field, right? A lot of you would have known, especially Cecil, if you're keen on this field, you would have look up this company called Grey Orange, right? We've worked with them in the past. See, the kind of companies that come to IFM Scaler is a function of the specializations that students have, the interests that they have, the kind of fields that they want to get into, and so on, right? So getting access to companies that are working on the cutting edge side of robotics is not a problem. We have enough connections with this.
Sorry, just give me 1 second. Right. So thanks for that. Rahel is asking, I have scored less than 60%, but in improvement paper, I have scored more than 60%. Yeah, I mean, if you have your improvement scores, we will look at that. Computation basically masters करने में दिक्कत होगी क्या? Advait is asking, after Scalar, can we do a master's in quantum computing? Most universities require 90 credits of physics for computational sciences. Basically, masters करने में दिक्कत होगी क्या? Advait, we'll have to research this, like specific masters in quantum computing. I'm pretty sure we do not have 90 credits for physics. So if that's something that specific that you're looking for, then maybe this course is not the right one for you. Sir, I want scholarship based on BitSat, but Scalar will take money in May only, right? So how will I get scholarship? Okay, so Rima, then you can apply once you have your BitSat result, let's say in June intake, right? Okay, Purva is asking that I've done some projects, I have built some websites. How do I share it with you all? Purva, best is that if you have live websites, live projects that people actually use, you should give us the links. Otherwise, you can just upload whatever you have and we look at that. But those aren't very helpful in getting profile-based shortlist. Is what I'll share candidly. Why you offer BTech, not BSc? I think yes, you can look at that video that I was sharing you. Just go to our YouTube channel, look at that video. It will help you. Okay, maths only, algebra publishing. Guys, Q&A is not a chat, okay? So I don't want you to reply with your comments on what I said. Q&A is for questions. Please don't like spam the Q&A. We might miss out on any important questions here, right? Okay, please tell about hostel fees with food. Soham, you can go to scalar.com/School of Technology/admission. There you will find all of the hostel related fees, mess fees. So you can see that from there. Divyanshi is asking the same question. Is BTech CSE course available in SST? Divyanshi, you can check out this video that I spoke about. That will give you clarity on this. Are there sports facilities on campus, sports related? We answered this. Sir, I am in class 12. Which coding language should I learn to get good placements further? Sunil, again, this is an interesting one, right? Like, what do you see from the recruiter side? Do they prefer any particular programming language?
No, Sahil. Essentially, you need to be strong in the fundamentals, right? Are you good at problem solving? Are you good at breaking things down into small mini problems and then solving for it, right? Are you good at data structures and algorithms? Are you good at system design, right? A language is a medium you use to solve a particular problem, but what is important is how do you break the problem down and how do you solve for it?
Yeah, right. Sanskar is saying that I am inclined more towards robotics rather than just coding. So, is this a place for students like me? Will there be any such robotics classes? Uh, Sanskar, so as a part of our curriculum, we do teach the fundamentals of robotics, right? Be it mathematics, be it computer science. And if you get into the innovation lab, there is a dedicated robotics lab in which you will practically learn more than any other course जहाँ पे आपको मतलब बस theory पता होगी by actually like working on cool things. Uh, uh, there is access to mentorship. There is access to people who are really like working in the gray oranges of the world. But uh, uh, so that's the thing that we have. I think just spend some more time, maybe visit the campus, see, talk to current students. There are a lot of students like you who are interested in robotics. Do side projects, get into the innovation lab. So yeah. I think so. Coding language वाला हो गया. If I get 99 percentile in JEE mains, will I get a scholarship in Scalar? So Sahil is asking this. So the answer is yes. If you get a good JEE percentile, then that is one of the things that is looked at for giving a scholarship. So very good chances that you get a scholarship. Can you skip 12 to join SST? No, you can't. You will have to give class 12. Sir, what are the packages students get and what about internships? Harsh, just rewind this entire session on YouTube and watch it from the start. I'm not sure if you were there at the start of the session. Is there any options of giving NSET and after I get my 12th result? Yes, Palak, I think results will come somewhere in May. Like I said, there is an NSET which will happen in June as well. Is there a course specially on data science and machine learning at SST? Yes, Philip. Check out our curriculum on our website. There's a whole specialization on machine learning and AI. Which course is best for commerce? I think, yeah, this is fine. ठीक है. I think, Sunil, we have exceeded the time as well and like similar sort of questions repeating. So the agenda of
Manmeet, sorry, I just saw one question on YouTube from a gentleman. My son attempted SST twice and passed the test but failed in the interview. Can I sit for the third attempt?
Passed but failed in interview. My son 2 times an attempt. Okay, the rules there, Sunil, are that one can give the NSET 3 times and the interview twice. So I'm not sure if they have already interviewed twice, then third time नहीं हो सकता. But अगर interview एक ही बार हुआ है, then they can definitely apply again.
Okay.
Yeah, but thanks for flagging that. Any other interesting thing that you see? Someone is asking, I don't have a laptop. Can I give this exam? No, you will need a laptop. So I suggest either you borrow one or you go to a cyber cafe. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think, Sunil, thank you so much for taking time out on a weekend and helping us with understanding of how placements work at SST. Hopefully, this has been helpful for people who have joined in. So maybe we can end the session here. We'll do more of these, which will be around like preparation for NSET, scholarships, etc. I see a lot of questions around that. So there is an NSET focus session also happening soon. Maybe you can attend that, guys. But till then, all the very best. Prepare hard, and uh, hope to see some of you all on campus.
Thanks, Manmeet, for hosting. All the best, everyone. Hopefully, we see several of you on campus very soon.
Yeah. Thank you.